sound design, where it's pretty much, as far as I see it, it's a mystical thing, you know, because picture, we can see it, something real, you know, that we actually see it, or a painting, or sculpture, you know, something that you can feel, you can see. Sound is on the air, you know, it's on the air, it's just a feeling, you know. So you're dealing with ghosts, basically, and it's more like doing like work on the subconscious of the viewers than working, then, you know, do things that they really, you know, actually immediately respond to, you know. So you can do things that they are pretty much manipulative, you know, like you're like a magician, you know, like a magician that's, you know, does some magic and no one knows what he's doing exactly, but somehow it works eventually. So it's a spiritual thing for me. I made music, I wrote music and sound designing for theater. In theater, we work with a script, you know, there's nothing still, you know, alive. And it's like reading a book. And while reading a book, you know, you just imagine the world as the author wants you to imagine. So it's the same with reading scripts, you know. So I rather start from reading script, you know, and start putting my input into the script if, of course, the director or the screenplayer wants it. The process for me, I like to begin with, you know, pretty much in start from scratch before there's even a film, you know. Playing in my home ground, you know, start to do, you know, some magic, some tricks, some, you know, like pre-planning, you know, sometimes at night I think about it, you know, I dream about it, oh yeah, I should do this and that in that scene, you know. And sometimes you try things and it doesn't work, you know, so you go back home and thinking, why didn't it work? And then you think it over. Well, the most work of sound design, which I'm doing with directors, we do in the coffee shops, you know what I mean? Not in the studio. Started from the right thinking, you know, concept-wise, you know, what do we want? What do we want the audience to feel here and there, you know? How do we do that, you know? And then come into the studio and start to build it, you know, try some things, you know. And every film is something new, you know. It's not like, well, I did that here, this will work here. No, it never works, you know. You have to invent yourself every time, over and over again, and that's the fun part of it. Well, keep your open mind all the time, you know, and try to be as sensitive as you can for the director's needs. Try to read his mind of how he sees things and how can you help him get the message of the movie, of what he wants to show, to make the audience feel, or you know, what the acknowledgement he wants them to have after the film, what the director wants the audience to take back home with them, you know. And that's where my input gets in. And well, it's like a dancing, you know, with the director, you know. It's like dancing hand to hand and trying to, you know, make it happen. Technically, I mostly work with Pro Tools and Nuendo. I write music on the Nuendo, and I do the sound mixing on the Pro Tools, which is more comfortable. And I always have my recording equipment with me, because sometimes you get into a place and then, whoa, I gotta have this sound for this and that, you know, and just start recording that, and that's one day, you know, I know I'm gonna use it, you know, for something, you know. The thing I like most about the tools are, you know, just all over, you know, just have to open your ears and listen to whatever, you know. It can be, you know, like a leaf, you know, just a small leaf that you record, and it can be like giant steps of a, you know, Godzilla or something, you know. It can be something really huge, you know, like a large cave, which can be an atmosphere for investigation room, you know, or something. Open your mind, you know, for different sounds that you see on the scene, you know, different sounds that you think that the scene demands. Try to get it in, you know, think where things fits and where, you know, how to combine them. Well, I didn't know about sound designing when I was studying, when I was a student. I just went to a sound school to learn the other side of the console for me as a musician. And then there was this category of post-production that just has been started, and there was no computers back then, you know. The computers was pretty much, you know, new things, and you know, and I just fell in love with it, you know. I said to myself, all right, can you do this and that? Can you put, oh, this is how it's been done. I never thought about it, you know. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, yeah. Well, soundtrack, if you look at film stripe, you know, the old film stripe, 35 millimeters, you see there's one stripe for the film, one stripe for the sound. It goes together all the time, even if there's no sounds. That's a lot of sounds. Sometimes you use the silence as a powerful tool. And I won't tell the filmmakers, think sound. Keep on thinking story-wise, you know, and just, you know, here on the back of your ears, just try to feel something, you know, about the sound while you're writing the script, you know. And sometimes, you know, listening to your favorite music while writing a script can really help to start the vibe of what your sound designing of the film is gonna be, you know. Even if the music that you were listening to while writing the script wasn't the same music you put like as score music or as the film's music, it just gives you the vibes, you know, and you know your vibe, and then you can work with it afterward. I love Thailand very, very much. I find myself coming here over and over and over and over again because I love this country, everything about it, the people, food, the places, the vibes, Bangkok and everything. And well, there is this thinking that I think that maybe someday in the future I thought of moving here, you know, still thinking of moving here. And I didn't know there's an SAE here, so I just Googled sound in Bangkok, found things to do with sound in Bangkok, and then I saw, oh, there's an SAE here. That's good to know, you know. And I contacted Daniel and Brett, and here I am again. I think that's probably the best starter because there is everything here you need to you know, get your starter in the film industry and also in the audio industry, you know. And I think it's a great start, a great facility, you know. And here in SAE Bangkok, I really am meeting very nice people, and I think that's a good home. The market is changing. The film language is changing through the years. New blood in the industry. I'm not a vampire, you know. New blood in the industry, maybe I am, is always, you know, essential. You know, sometimes I learn from my students. Sometimes, you know, and it's good. You know, everything's just, you know, keep on changing all the time, and it's very important, you know. It's not like the market all over the world, the film market is like filled with professional people, you know. Professionalism is not the only thing, you know. You have to be, like I said, open-minded and fresh students, you know, once they go out, you know, they have this, you know, new thing, you know. Well, that's more than I saw in some studios, other studios all over the world, you know. And as I said before, it starts from thinking, you know, not the gear is, you know, just that's our toys, you know, but the real thing is here. So this is what you want to use when you're doing mixing or sound designing or even music scoring. Ask yourself, why do you want to do that? Most of my students were, you know, just looking at a scene in a movie and said to themselves, you know, thought for themselves like, what did they do here? How did they do that? If you ask yourself that question about even a scene, you know, from a movie, then go and study that, because it's a whole world that's going to be open up for you.
Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate your time here with us.
My pleasure.